Today we are going to be taking a look at another one of the male-only jobs in Yakuza Like a Dragon that actually happens to learn one of the most important abilities in the entire game. That job is the Physical Damage Specialist, the Demolitionist. But before we get into the video, just a quick reminder that you can find links to all of my Yakuza Like a Dragon coverage, including an overview of the battle system, the job system, and more in the video description. Also, be sure to follow me over on Twitch where I stream most nights. We play a lot of RPGs, especially JRPGs, and oftentimes play games well before their Western release as I translate them throughout our playthroughs. The Demolitionist is primarily a physical damage specialist that focuses on blunt damage, but it does have a splash of magic damage and supporting abilities as well. Overall, it's one of the more entry-level jobs in terms of what it brings to the table, but that's okay since you will want to make at least one party member, preferably Ichiban, a Demolitionist as soon as possible. But more on that reasoning when we get to the job's abilities. Stat-wise, the Demolitionist is fairly mediocre, with only its attack stat standing out as above average. It does, however, have an impressive HP pool, one of the highest in the game actually, and a hefty 30% innate resistance to pierce damage, both of which do help somewhat shore up its lackluster defenses. The weapon of choice for the Demolitionist is the hammer, specifically a giant hammer to break down concrete. This weapon deals blunt damage, and for the most part is just a stat stick, though it occasionally comes with passives that increase critical rate or inflict bleed. As with other primary jobs, there are certain conditions that must be met in order for a character to actually become a Demolitionist. For Ichiban, he simply needs to raise his cheerfulness to level 3. Namba, on the other hand, must be character level 25 and have a friendship or bonding level of 5, though Adachi can become one as soon as you gain the ability to actually change jobs. As for the two characters I'm not mentioning to avoid spoilers, they need to be character level 20 and have a friendship or bonding level of 3, and character level 25 with a friendship or bonding level of 4, respectively. Job abilities for the Demolitionist can be broken down into two categories, offensive and support. Offensively, the job focuses on blunt damage and a dash of magic fire damage as well through the use of dynamite. Moves such as Foreman's Iron Hammer and Artisan's Iron Hammer have a one-turn delay, but deal absolutely massive damage in return. Conversely, Hammer Swing, Wild Craftsman, and Crane Hammer deal less damage, but hit multiple enemies and don't have a one-turn delay. And as stated above, Explosive Toss and Heavy Explosive Toss see the Demolitionist tossing dynamite at the enemies for magic fire damage with a chance of causing burn. For support, the Demolitionist gains 2 self-buffs and a very unique party buff. Pump Up and Roll Call raise the Demolitionist's defense and accuracy respectively, and Vigorous Calisthenics reduces the chance that party members will be afflicted with a negative status effect. But the real reason to make anybody a Demolitionist is for the Reclamation Crash ability. This ability is special in that it's an exploration ability. That means it's not an ability for battle, rather, it's one that impacts your ability to explore the game world. Once a character has become a Demolitionist, they will always have access to Reclamation Crash from then on. To use this ability, you simply approach barricades or walls found throughout the city or in dungeons that can be broken down, and then you hit the square button to actually break them down. Without this ability, you simply cannot access some areas of the game, which is why it's so important to get. So in summary, the Demolitionist is a physical damage job specializing in blunt damage with a touch of magic fire damage as well. It doesn't have the best stats, but an innate 30% pierce resistance and high HP pool do help a bit. However, the job does arguably have one of the most important abilities in the game with Reclamation Crash, which allows access to otherwise inaccessible areas. Luckily, you only have to make a character a Demolitionist to unlock this ability and don't actually have to use the job itself. And that about does it for this quick overview of the Demolitionist job in Yakuza Like a Dragon. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing. You can also catch me over on my Twitch channel or on my Discord server, both of which are linked in the video description. Until next time, take care.